Welcome to the Customate platform sales process demonstration. This demo is intended to automate the familiar inquiry to code process. It tries to showcase the configuration and pricing prowess of the platform. It shows how various complicated permutations and combinations can be captured by this platform quite easily. It also shows how inquiry line items can be broken into multiple quote line items and also how best delivered prices are quoted for individual line items as well as for combined deliveries. This demo is for the pipe industry. The size of the pipe is given by its diameter, wall thickness, and length. The diameter or the wall thickness can be given in terms of millimeter or inches, and the length is often given in terms of meters. However, there is another convention called nominal pipe sizes. If you see here, the nominal sizes, the diameter is given in terms of inches and millimeters, but they do not match the actual size or the actual diameter in inches or millimeters. Similarly, wall thickness is given in terms of schedules and they are given here. A complicated chart like this can be easily configured in the Customate platform. This is how the designer looks when we begin creating any application. As you see, it's a complete empty canvas and there are no pre-programmed procedures. It's very simple to use and very intuitive. You could just change names like this, or you could change the field names, or create properties for the fields. And you could create simple logic very easily. This would bring the value just like in Excel. Now let us see the demo that was prepared using the simple platform. We are in the application now, the sales quote demonstration, and let us quickly go through it. Let us start by creating a customer. Uh, we find its duplicate. We quickly make it customer D. We save it again, and it's fine. So before we move to inquiry, creating an inquiry, let me show you the logistics part where we have created three zones for delivering to customers. So this is the transport cost to zone A, zone B, zone C. We have uh, three ways of transporting. One is the partial load, one is using 10-ton truck, and another is using 25-ton trailer. And we have given per kg cost for partial load. You can see here rupees 5 per kg, and for the entire 10-ton truck it's 35,000 and 25-ton trailer it's 65,000. That's for zone A. Similarly, we have defined other rates for zone B and zone C. This would be used in a logic later when quoting where we would be recommending, the system would be recommending the best way to transport each line item individually or combined with similar line items going to the same place at the same time. Now we go to inquiry. We click to create new inquiry. We choose the customer, the party. You can see there are four there. We choose A and get selected. We then need to create a line item. We say create, and on the side opens up the create. Here, let me show you straight away the configuration portion. Now here we have the choice of whether we enter the direct size or the nominal core. Let's start by choosing nominal core. If you notice, if you keep noticing here, you will see a lot of changes as we pick and choose. Let's say we choose in inches. If you notice, now we have a new drop down which has values in inches. Suppose I choose half inch and it gives me the value, the actual diameter in millimeters. If I were to choose in millimeters, if you notice here, now we have the values in millimeters. And if I choose 20 millimeter, it gives me the actual value in terms of 26.7. And then we see, as you know, with nominal board sizes, we have wall thickness schedule. And here we have the wall thickness schedule based on what we have chosen here. Right? Once we choose one of the wall thicknesses schedules, we get the actual wall thickness and weight of per meter of that tube. If I were to change this to say 25 mm, and if you see the diameter changes and with that also changes the values in this drop down. And when I change that, we have the actual wall thickness, which has changed to 4.55. And if you look here now, we are into the length. No, before we move there, let me show you what we do if we have the direct OD size. Now, if the direct OD size is there, and if we choose in inches, suppose we put 4 inches, and this is the new diameter, which is a direct conversion of 4 inches into millimeters. But if you notice here, now we have a new drop down, which is called the type of wall thickness, whether it should be a wire gauge or a direct entry. Let's choose British wire gauge. Now, if you choose British wire gauge, we have the various British wire gauges. And let's choose one and we get the value accordingly. Now, let's come to the length. Suppose we choose fixed length, then I can put the length at 5000 millimeters, and the quantity you notice is the only choice of pieces because it's in fixed length. But if we were to make it variable length, then a drop down has changed, and now you can see there is a length from and a length to, and I make entry of 10 meters or 10,000 millimeters in length 2, and if I then look at the quantity here, it's changed to meters and kgs. Uh, so because in variable length we can't have in fixed pieces, so we say okay, meters, what is the quantity? And say 10,000 pieces. So now we have the total kgs, total weight of the total material, all the tubes, and the quantity in meters. Now we can choose a delivery period. We can choose whether it has to be where it has to be delivered. Suppose we choose customer site, and then we can choose what the site should be. Uh, let's say we say zone B. Zone B gets selected. If you can see here, zone B is selected. And if we say save, the record is successfully saved. And then we go back to our inquiry screen, the first screen, screen 1. And what we find here is that line item has been created here, as you can see here. And, and it gets selected. We go and we save this inquiry. Successfully saved. If you notice here, this is the inquiry that we created. Then we go to the quote. Now we want to make a quote. And then we go and we press select. And what we see is all the list of all the pending inquiries which have been not quoted or partially quoted. We can, of course, if the list is longer, we can search by whatever we like, delivery date or size or quantity or the customer. Then I'll show you how then we can split one line item into multiple line items. Suppose we take the second line item, pending quantity is around 39,000 tons kgs, and we quote for 9,000 kgs. We press OK. And if you see here, what we find is that it's the quote, this is the price, this is the pending after this quotation, and here we have a recommendation to customer side, the price with the cost. It says the truck is the best mode of transport. Now suppose we were to go back and choose the same line item again and quote for another 15,000 kgs. You can see here 9,000 has already been quoted for. Since this line item is going to the same place at the same time, of course the price remains the same. Here you see now it's totally been quoted for 24,000 kgs. What is left is 15,000. And what is here is now it says that on a single solo basis, the best way to transport this trailer. But if you notice here, it says that on a combined basis, also the best way to transport is the trailer. And if you notice here, earlier when we saw it was a truck, but now together with this, so it combines together. It says it changes this one to truck as well. So we have the capability to write logic like that, complex logic, and still it can all be done by a non-technical business person. So this is where we finish this demo. Thank you. So this is where we finish this part. We save the quotation. Now you can see the quotation has been saved. So we have reached the end of this demonstration. Hope you liked it. Please leave your feedback. Thank you very much for watching.